Hello, I'm FBX and welcome back to the video. Today I have something rather interesting to share with you all to do with Minecraft's glide minigame. So I showed this off at the end of a previous video where there's actually barrier blocks being used to make these minigame maps. I have a downloaded copy of the world, and as you can see, this is a real barrier block being used in a genuine Minecraft console map to stop people getting out. They used to have their own barrier system they used before barrier blocks, but as of this update we can now tell barrier blocks are not only in the game, like they've been behind the scenes for quite some time, but they're also being used by 4J directly, and I want to talk about what the consequences of that are and whether we'll be seeing the barrier block in the legit Minecraft game at some point anytime soon, and that's what I'm going to be doing in today's video. Hopefully you all do enjoy it. You can like the video if so, because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like this whole video. With that said, let's get straight into talking about exactly what you're seeing now. Let's explain the barrier block before anything else, because the barrier block is a hidden block on the PC that you can use to make maps, and it does a few different things, the biggest of which is obviously stopping people from getting past. So it's used mostly for making adventure maps and stuff like that, where you just don't want a player to get past somewhere, but you want them to be able to see it. Again, you make an invisible wall out of it, and it stops players from going somewhere, so let's say past this wall, but it means they can't see why they can't go there. It just kind of says, nope, can't go there. A barrier, if you will. That's why it's called the barrier block. That's why it looks like this, and that's why it's called that. However, the thing about the barrier block on the PC, you might think like, wait, there's a PC feature that we don't have in console. The thing about the PC block is you can only give it yourself using commands, and we do not have those commands on the console. Also, it's only, come since 1.8 on the PC, so it's only like 4 updates old now. It's basically a PC block which you can never really get on the PC. It's only used for custom maps, a use which console doesn't technically have. So we assume we never get barrier blocks on console, but it's quite interesting because, again, although we've had them in the game files for quite some time, this is the first time now that we've seen them actually, like in the game itself. Oh, one more thing I should mention is when you hold the barrier block, you can see their barrier blocks. You can see these big, red X's going through them. This is just like a creative tool. If you don't have anything in your hand, you cannot see barrier blocks. They'll slowly fade out, and then they'll be gone forever. It's a really cool function of them I do quite like, because again, you hold them, they appear, you let go of it, it disappears. And also, rather interesting to me is the fact that there seems to be a limit on how many barrier blocks you can see at once. I think it's 100 if I'm doing my quick counting in the head right, but there's some number you can see at once, and it won't show any more than that. Like, it has to remove some to show you more, which is quite an interesting little limitation on the console, that they put the extra effort to program something like that in. Anyway, why am I mentioning the barrier blocks today? Well, I'm mentioning them because a lot of people have wanted to see them on console, because there are some map makers on console that are always making, like maps for download, even though it's not a thing that most people can do. It's something they do of like, let's make up some game modes like, oh, for Hunger Game maps or for Murder Mystery maps. They're making these maps, and they're making them with barrier, they're making them, sometimes, and they want to include barrier blocks so they can do really cool stuff like, oh yeah, let's have an invisible ceiling, let's have invisible walls, and it's something people have wanted. So yeah, barrier blocks are a block people have wanted, and now they're in the game, but now they're not only in the game, they're inside these custom maps. So what does this mean for Minecraft console? When will we actually see them available for all players? So this is a big question that I'm not sure there is a definitive answer to, because bear in mind, again, they're implemented on the console in the exact same way they are on the PC, in that you could give them to yourself with commands, except there's no commands. So that means there's kind of two ways forwards. One, they could stay like this forever, being used in 4J maps, because like it's an official block. You just can't give it to yourself, because again, you can actually pick up these blocks by just pick blocking them. So you can technically get them as long as you're in a world with them, which again, most people can never do. So, they're technically in the game, but I think because console's different, they'd have to implement them different if they wanted to really say barrier blocks exist in Minecraft console, and that makes me think there might be at some point a builder's update. Why do I think this? Well, I actually spoke to 4J recently. I went to Scotland, and I asked about, I think I asked about the Illusioner mob or something. I was like, is it going to be in the game code? And when they responded about how the Illusioner's in the game, they said how it would be in the game in the same way command blocks are, where you can access them if you have them, but they don't really, they're not properly in there, and that's what made me think, like, wait, so they're recognizing command blocks from the game, they've recognized structure blocks because of the Woolen Mansion, and now we've got barrier blocks, and also the thing that goes on top of the cherry of all of that is Roger Carpenter, the executive producer or lead producer of Minecraft on all consoles, has actually said before that map sharing is something they really want to have come to Minecraft the consoles, and that all of that stuff combines together to make me think that at some point, maybe even at some point later this year, we might just get the builders update for Minecraft console, or like the map makers update, because bear in mind, all of these tools have one thing in common. A lot of the tools we don't have in console have this one thing in common, and that is making really cool, exciting maps. So what they could do to make this something everyone can do is have one update which includes them all, because there's so many different menus you need to include for them. So the barrier blocks are really easy inclusion, because, oh yeah, put it in the creative inventory, put it like, let's say, right here under decorations, easy as that. There you go, now you've got barrier blocks. But the other blocks, the command block requires its whole own custom console interface. The structure block, same thing, requires a custom console interface, which, for each console is going to be kind of tricky. Doing all these things is like a really big update, and although it's something that would make sense if they're doing like a big builders update, before then you can kind of see how they wouldn't want to do it. But the fact that the barrier's not in the game yet might be like, one of the features they're saving for an update like that. It makes sense in my head at least, and I figured given that they're now using them, it's something they're considering doing more, because now we're fully up to date with the PC minus some very specific features. Maybe that means they want to move forwards into more exclusives like map sharing and like having console exclusive functions of PC stuff that isn't really on the PC, just kind of command command only, and that's why I'm excited about these command blocks in the game. It could just be a coincidence that they're using these for the first time. They might have even been in previous maps, and we've never spotted them before, but I think it's kind of amazing that there is, barrier blocks, not only here, by the way, but in other parts of the map, over here too, as you can see, I think just over here as well, and even like tiny 1-block wide holes, they're using them in their own official maps now to stop people from getting out the map if they want to do that. So here's the 1-block wide hole. As you can see, barrier blocks included there too. I find that quite fascinating, and I figured all of you might too. So here is the news on barrier blocks. Let me know if you want to see, like, maybe the barrier blocks texture packs or something like that, because they have textured it, which is even more interesting. But for now, I hope you'll enjoy today's video. I'm excited. I think this is one of the real possibilities for an update this year, and I hope all of you are excited too. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Like it if you liked it, share if you really liked it, subscribe if you're around here, and hit the bell if you want to see notifications every single time I upload a video. It's a good idea. It's the real subscription, the second level subscription, and it's something you might like enjoying or something. Anyway, with that said, thank you very much for watching.